or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. You heard the game here last night on ESPN Radio, as you have all of the playoff games brought to us by Gusto, as Mark Kessler and PJ Carlissimo called the game last night where the San Antonio Spurs annihilated the Oklahoma City Thunder 118-91. Now we are forcing a game 7. Wemby, 28 points, 28 minutes last night. Game 7, Saturday night in OKC. You can join the show at 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776, at UnsportsESPN on Twitter, at UnsportsLike on Instagram, along with Chris Canty, Michelle Smallman, Evan Cohen with you. Good morning, everybody.
This is what we wanted, ain't it?
Oh, yeah.
The heavyweight match between these two teams in the Western Conference Finals, it was inevitable that this was going to be a Game 7, right? This is exactly what the world wanted to see. Two top 3 MVP vote getters being able to match up, with the stakes being the winner going to the NBA Finals. It's what everybody wanted, and I'm glad we got it.
I'm glad we got it, too. I've loved this series. I've loved this matchup. I've loved watching Victor Wembanyama exert himself and take that next step into superstardom. And every time the Spurs win, it's because he's been excellent. And he was again last night. He is so fun to watch play basketball, and I'm really glad that we're going to get another game out of these two teams.
When did you know that the Spurs were going to dominate last night with Wemby? Because there's two.
The first 2 threes that he made in the first 3 possessions.
Started off hot.
It was that.
Yeah.
It wasn't when he walked in with his monk get up with the shaved head again, like he was back over the summer.
I don't know what that was about.
Well, that was where he spent time over the summer.
I guess if you go out and play the way that he did last night, then you can wear whatever the hell you want showing up to the arena.
So, well, that was this speculation, I guess, because I was going on the internet. I guess there was a Muslim holiday that he was abiding by with the dress. Either way, how he showed up to the arena was in honor of something that wasn't basketball that mentally got him right.
Right.
So to me, I look at that and I say, all right, well, he was looking at that right off the bat, and then he drains those 2 early threes. But I don't want to spin it negatively for the Spurs. If we're going to treat him like the potential GOAT, LeBron's supposed to do that every night. Like, are we sure he can do that again in back-to-back games here? Because what the Thunder are great at is not losing 2 in a row. What the Thunder don't do that, right? So Wemby didn't do that in game number 5 and then was unbelievable in game number 6. So when you say, all right, we're heading towards this game number 7 that we all are excited about, are you of the belief that Wemby can do this again?
I am. And I know that you are trying to compare him to the all-time greats, but I'm still thinking that we haven't seen him get the opportunity to do it in Game 7. He's 22 years old. And all I know about Victor Wembanyama is that he is very focused on the task at hand, which is winning. He has a chip on his shoulder that the guy across the way in SGA got the MVP that he felt like he earned. And when his back was up against the wall last night, he showed up. And their back is going to be against the wall in a Game 7. And my money's on the fact that he's going to show up again, especially because SGA has not been that great throughout this series.
Yeah, I mean, I think Wemby will show up again. I'm not concerned about his effort or his production. What I am concerned about is 2 things. Number 1, it will be the first Game 7 for Spurs head coach Mitch Johnson. There have only been 2 coaches in NBA history that have won their first Game 7s. That's Red Auerbach and Tyronn Lue. So there is a little bit of a curve when it comes to that specific game where both teams are facing elimination, the level of desperation. You're throwing everything but the kitchen sink at the opponent because there is no tomorrow. So there is that element. Second thing that I'm concerned about when it comes to the Game 7 aspect, who's going to be the referee crew?
Oh, no. You're doing this. Oh, no. We're already going there?
I'm going there, man.
Oh.
I mean, it's hard to ignore.
That's such a bummer, though. I know you're not wrong.
It's hard to ignore when you've watched this series.
I know, but that's such a bummer.
When the Thunder have 20 or more free throw attempts, they're going to win the game. When they don't, they lose. SGA had 3 free throw attempts last night. Everybody's trying to figure out, well, why was SGA struggling right? Because he couldn't get to the line. He couldn't get in a rhythm. He uses those opportunities, and I know he's not the first player to use the free throw line to get into a rhythm, see the ball go into the hoop, and get into his bag. He's not the first player. He won't be the last. But it's such a big part of his game. If the referees are not falling for him hunting fouls and they're swallowing their whistles, then all of a sudden the complexion of the game is going to look different, and it's advantage San Antonio. So again, Mitch Johnson coaching in his first Game 7, that's going to be critical. But then also, who the crews that work in the Game 7 tomorrow night is going to be. And we won't find that out until tomorrow morning, I believe. So, yeah, that's what I want to see. Before I can make any type of prediction, I would really want to know who the officiating crew is going to be, because if they're going to let them play, then there's a really good chance that the San Antonio Spurs are going to get to the NBA Finals.
So the names that Chris Canty is focusing on today after the 118-91 win by San Antonio, it's not just Wemby. It's not the two inside linebackers that are the young backcourt guys. I don't know, both start, but Harper and Castle, who are unbelievable.
Man, they're great.
It's not SGA's minus 28 and lack of free throw. It's not Jalen Williams coming back off of the injury and playing 10 minutes off the bench. It's not Jared McCain's 13. It's Tony Brothers and Scott Foster. Those are the names you're thinking about today. That's what we're doing here. 6 minutes into our show, Tony Brothers and Scott Foster are the two most important names.
Yeah, I mean, can you remember a Game 7 when we didn't talk about who the officiating crew is going to be and have a level of concern in terms of how they're going to call the game? Because every call is going to be magnified. The level of desperation is going to be matched by the two teams, because if they lose, there are no more games. So, yeah, I think that's something that we have to pay attention to, especially when the margins are so tight, because both of these teams are really, really good.
So you actually led me right into something here. Free throw merchant. That's what Shea has been labeled as, right? Free throw merchant.
Deservedly so, yes.
Is that a compliment or an insult?
Insult.
Okay. Has that free throw merchant mentality gotten him far?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Is he
Two-time MVP, a champ, finals MVP. Yeah.
Is he currently a free throw merchant? Because
Yes.
it doesn't feel like he is, and it feels like he should be. Feels
Because
like
he's
that's
been off?
actually something that is throwing. Like, I just am one. I was watching this last night, obviously, and I'm like, he's not falling, he's not flailing around, and he's not as successful. Maybe he should be doing that more. As much as CC and Nuno and others are turned off by that, if it's not visually pleasing, but it leads to a win, that's his concern. That's all there is. Is he not doing it enough right now?
I don't know how you want me to answer that. I don't want to see that crap.
That's
Yeah,
not
I was
what
gonna
asked.
say, like, this
not
is
what
a-
I asked.
Well, I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean,
If you were
Shea
Oklahoma
is
City-
undeniable, okay?
Yeah.
Back-to-back MVPs. He's a champion. He's had 4 consecutive seasons where he's average scoring north of 30 a game. I'm not going to disrespect him in terms of the caliber of player he is. Is it my flavor of ice cream? No, it's not. But it doesn't stop it from being effective. I'm just wondering what happens when the officials don't fall for him baiting the opponents to get foul calls to get to the free throw line.
So you're telling me that because he shot 40 or worse in 4 straight games,
40% or worse, yeah.
yeah, 40% or worse in 4 straight games, that you think it's because he's not doing what he's typically doing, which is flopping and flailing and trying to get the calls?
I mean, you watched it. Did he feel like he was flopping and flailing last night?
No, he didn't. Not last night. Nope.
And how many points did he have? 15? And a
15.
minus 28?
6 of 18 shooting.
And they got pummeled right off the bat. Champagne hits the early 3. Wemby, as CC just mentioned, hit those 2 big threes. I actually thought Cason Wallace randomly kept them alive in the first half, hitting a couple of big threes. But SGA was not typical SGA. And Steph Castle is locking him down in a way that is unbelievable. Obviously, he's getting help defense, but he's not doing what he normally does. And I know it's a turnoff, and I know it's become a huge topic of conversation, but you got to ignore the noise and just be you. And I'm not sure he's him right now. Even if it's going to turn people off visually. That's not his concern cannot be, does Chris Canty enjoy watching me play?
Especially now.
Yeah.
Especially in the playoffs.
I don't think he cares about whether or not I enjoy watching him play.
You never know. You never know.
I can promise you, I don't think that's on his radar.
You never know. I'm gonna give you credit. I'm gonna say he's actually up early this morning after that loss last night. He's like, I want to know what Canty says about me. That's
But listen,
my thought.
We always talk about this as professional athletes. You make your money in the regular season, you make your legacy in the postseason. there is no question the conversations around how he plays has become front and center in this series. And if he continues to flop around, if he continues to hunt for fouls, that's going to be something that sticks to him, even if they do advance to the NBA Finals. So maybe in the back of his mind, that's something that he's more conscious of. Maybe he doesn't fall down on a couple of jumpers that we've seen in previous games. Maybe that's the case. But at this point, it's all about the winning. And if he can find a way to get to the NBA Finals and get another title, that would be back-to-back titles, back-to-back MVPs, potentially back-to-back Finals MVPs, he's undeniable, right? And the more winning that he